Hello everyone, my name is Val, and today in This Week in General we are having the Harvest of Souls by Fantasy Cosmetica on review. We'll create 5 looks together and this one will be the 6th one, which I do not show in this video, but it will be in shorts. So make sure to subscribe to the channel for that specific purpose. This palette has been a limited edition, but it is not limited edition anymore. It will come back. It was sold out like crazy and I can understand why. The grungy type colors with a lot of pigment, with a lot of soul in them is what I see in this palette, and I'm really enjoying both color story and the eyeshadow quality in general. So Fantasy Cosmetica is a good brand that I enjoy in general. I bought it from Monolith shop in the Europe because I'm located in Germany and my prices are a bit different to what you get in the USA. If you're interested about the pricing, about the performance of eyeshadow, about this color story and how to approach it, then stay with me and we are starting. So it is Sunday and I'm starting my Fantasy Cosmetica review, which I promised actually last week but didn't happen, so happening this week. So I want to test out how the color fix by the SMR is gonna hold this eyeshadow and if it's gonna be long-lasting base actually for the eyeshadow. It doesn't crease too much for now, but it seemed to be quite decent in colors. I'm using Color Fix Nude number 1 because it's the lightest color and it kind of matches me. At first I tried the number 3, but it didn't work. I actually have a lot of color fixes, like relatively, but I don't use them that as much because you can squeeze too much product and it doesn't, you cannot put it back and it's like a waste of product for me. That's why I'm not using it as much. Yeah, but worth trying anyway, and they have to be used somehow, somewhere, someone anyway as well. So I am starting with Fantasy Cosmetica. The palette seemed to have like a Tetris type 3x3. So you can combine them 3x3 and they should be fine. And I'm going to dive right in. I want something green, like a froggy green, because I kind of like that. And this is going to be the topic for today. I'm starting with the shade Leech and I'm using Neewer brushes today. And they are just really nice in blending stuff. I don't know. Even though they're supposed to be also synthetic brushes like normally I use, but maybe shapes are better. I don't know. Leech I'm placing into the outer third, into the V basically of the eye, and I'm placing it in a way that it's really getting darkened, and we will be blending it slightly with the shade Ambition. Ambition is nice, very interesting yellow shade, and I'm just trying to blend my Leech with the Ambition. By the names they kind of work together nicely, don't you think? And I'm just going back and forth between the two shades until I get the acceptable blending for me, and all of this yellowish bruise will be covered with a sparkle in a moment. Let me just clean my brush and I will be back. So I find my Carlo Cosmetics K1 brush, my trusty application brush for shiny shades, and I'm going into the shade Schemes. It's slightly foily, very nice duochrome, and it's giving this smooth metallic effect, which is amazing, to be honest. I'm setting it to the center of the lid and I'm trying to keep it within my moving lid area. So it's duochroming from bluish to golden, and it seemed to have a golden base or something like that. With those two shades of Ambition and Leech, due to them being green and gold, I think that it also just looks awesome. I don't know what to set into the inner corner. I had 2 options to try Obsession or Souls, but I think both of them don't actually fit. One is a bit too cold and blue and the other one is a bit too beetle-like with a green, very green, different type of green, I want to say. And I'm not sure. So into here I think I want to add something brown as a liner, and I will be back when my face is ready, so wait for me. So this is the look, and I have to say this is a very nice toad green. It's like Shrek, get out of my swamp kind of look. and I'm digging it. Actually very, very pretty, and it's a duochrome, as you can see here on the eye. It's more clear because the slump is just closer here. But yeah, it's very sparkly. In macro you can see how many sparkles there are, and it's looking great. Mattes are also really nice. I like to blend them. They are quite blendable. They are not clay-like, so this is definitely a good formula, and I'm enjoying so far. There will be a couple more greens in here, but these greens are one of my favorites. They're such a grunge kind of stuff. I'm loving it, and this look is just, I think it's great. I'm really enjoying this one. The eyeliner is brown. It's number 90 by Inglot. And what else do I have on my face? The foundation you already know. It's House Labs with Smashbox mixed. Then I'm testing out a Fair 1 by DnD-Inspired, and this is a contour shade, but to me it's a bit more like a bronzer. So you can probably see that I do have something here, but it's not very cool toned, but it does create a line in there. It's just that I naturally also have a line in there. It's looking like this, and I find it neutral. So this is for fair neutral. Unfortunately, it's not the true contour. It's more of a proper bronzer shade for us pale ghosts, and I will show you in a moment. This is my Fenty cream. Oh, it's so hard to open with one hand. So this is my Fenty cream, and this is the DnD-Inspired. You can clearly see that this one is much more contour shade than this. This is a nice bronzer. This is something, yeah, to warm you up a bit. It's neutral. It's not warm, it's neutral. So good, but I'm testing some stuff right now, and I will be posting the short somewhere in between during the week. So this contour was sent to me by DnD-Inspired's Beauty Europe, and I want to thank them for that, but it doesn't change my opinion about that. So the other stuff is Rosé and Brunch blush, and this blush is also what I used in the center of the lips. So I took MAC Oak and outlined the lips fully, so not only the pencil line but all the lip, and then I've added this one into the center, and I think it looks awesome. It's like slightly two-tone, a bit more pink in the center, a bit more oak on the outer edges, and I think it's great. As my highlighter today, Rodeo Drive by Ofra. All the same stuff that you've seen already, all the same stuff that I'm using again and again. So, as I said, this look is really nice. I'm enjoying the shades, I enjoy the mattes, and we have 6 shiny shades, so I hope I can do 6 makeup looks because they all seem to be very, very interesting. That's the idea, that's how the things will go, so it's gonna be a long video. Hopefully you will stay with me. I'm not sure if I will be able to do something tomorrow since I need to go to the office, and I will be squeezed like a lemon after that, but I think if I will, then I will. If not, then it's gonna be Tuesday. But that's life. And so far, that's all I have to say. I think it looks great. Leave me a comment if you like the toad green. This is like a, you know that, I think it's a Chinese toad in the coin. It's with a bunch of coins and you need to pat it and then you will get some money. That's what it gives me. So, I think it's cool. I think it's looking awesome, and I'm enjoying the shades, I'm enjoying the palette so far, and hopefully the continuation will be as good as this one. In the meantime, stay with me, we have a few more to go. So it's Monday evening. I am squeezed like a lemon as I expected, but I still have some stuff to do, so I don't have too much time. So let's try to use it wisely. And I'm going right into the continuation. Today I want something in the lilac zone, 3 shades from the other side basically. And I'm taking the shade Ancient. It's nice purple with a small brush that is like a tongue brush. I'm not sure how to actually describe it, but anyway, I'm just taking a small brush that is flat and I'm outlining my crease. This will be my main color for now, and I am just doing the full crease from here I'm also blending it to the bottom lid, and I'm not connecting them together. I'm kind of outlining the bottom where the eyeliner is supposed to go, and this is where I will stop. Then I'm blending it outwards to the top, leaving the whole lid space empty for our shiny shade later to come. Then I'm taking the shade Patience, and Patience goes right on top of the Ancient to blend it out, so we have this two-tone nice look. And after that I'm just bringing the shade Ancient back so that we will have darkness in here, but also kind of blended. So it's pretty much what I wanted to do with the mattes. Let me find my brush for the shiny shade and I will come back. So the shiny shade I'm taking onto the flat Carla Cosmetics brush. It's called Eternal, and it's pretty nice multi-chrome, I think it's supposed to be, or at least duochrome. So it's slightly on the drier side, and I'm setting it right by the line that I created, so that it goes into my crease as supposed to. And I'm trying to be very accurate with placing the shade, because it can be very tricky to do so. And I'm going by the outline that I did and just trying to keep everything in contact. And then I'm also adding it to the bottom lid, just to swipe whatever is left on the brush, so that nothing too crazy is happening there. And from here I think I'm only missing a liner. Maybe I will do purple, maybe I will do the regular one, black, I mean. So let's see, and I will come back already with a finished face. So this is my look, and I'm enjoying it. It seems really nice, and the color on the eyelid is actually very interesting. So it's a silver with purple, like it's a very nice, interesting color, and it has a duochrome in it, which you can see on the sides pretty clearly. And it in the macro, it sparkles out of focus like crazy in the hard light, and this is amazing. I'm using 2 cameras right now because I need to, and I'm just testing things out, and if you see some changes, maybe then it's probably because of that. But this is what I have, and this is how it looks. The matte shades are really nice. I'm thinking that they blend nicely, they apply nicely. You do need a bit of patience to like build them up, but it's all good. It's all looking good. I'm enjoying these muted, yeah, I think they are kind of muted shades, and I'm really into muted shades because they look good on me. And purple looks good as well. And I paired my purple makeup with the purple liner. This is called Rich Purple by MAC, and it's a Chromaline, which is gel liner. It got broken for me, but it still works, so it's all good. And I am using them from time to time. I'm also testing out a bit of an Aqua Resist color pencil by Makeup Forever. This one is in black, or more like graphite. It's waterproof, and it's supposed to hold in the lash line basically. So I'm just testing this. So far it's nice. It's plastic that is automatic pencil, so you just add a bit to yourself each time, and it has a sharpener in the bottom. So far, first try. Cannot say too much on the first try. Then what else do I have on my face? Fenty Amber with a small brush, just a tiny bit. I don't need much today. Unbothered by the Nestemyrix. I'm using it like a blush, but it's not made to be used as a blush. It's low lighter, and I think it's like a mix of highlighter and blush, so you can place it on top of blush to make it more highlighted. At least that's how I see things. Then as a highlighter I actually have Tarte by Cliona, and Tarte is this nice purple shine which matches my eye makeup, which turns slightly yellow when you are in a different lighting. So I have lights from the side, so it's like this. And in the bottom lash line I have Zora by Moira Cosmetics, slightly blue. I don't know if you see it, but it's slightly blue. And that's pretty much it. I think I am done for today, and I'm enjoying the looks. It's really, really nice. I'm just actually super happy with how things are and how they like unravel from this palette, and I'm truly enjoying a lot of work with this. In the nearest time, I will try to do my maximum. And it's all good. What do you think about this? Do you like it? You don't like it? You think it's too much? You think it's too little? Yeah, so tell me something in the comment section. In the meantime, I will see you tomorrow, because for today, I'm out. So it is Tuesday and I'm starting some stuff, basically. Today we're gonna touch some raspberry color, and it's very nice looking color, if I'm being honest. So I'm gonna check the brush, the small one I'm taking, a small flat brush for the liner, basically. I'm taking the shade Sacrifice and going directly into a liner, trying to outline it as usual, basically. And I'm also taking the shade Sacrifice into the lower lid with the opposite side of the brush, since it's double-ended. Kinda nice. And it's very, very pretty shade, and it stays on the lid the same as it's on in the pan, which I actually like about it. And when my liner more or less done, I will switch to the shade Ensnare, and I'm taking the silicone brush for that, just to apply it there. This allows me to control it a bit better, and I'm setting it not going outside of my crease as usual. So it's my typical placement, nothing fancy really. And it's a very interesting shade. It's relatively soft in the pan. It has tiny sparkles, as you can see. And it's also kind of duochroming from something yellowish that I see into blue, but it's not as prominent, maybe because of my setup right now. I will try to increase the light from sides so that it's seen better. But yeah, that's the overall idea, I would say. And this is what we're dealing with today. And then I'm taking the shade Patience just a little bit onto the brush to outline the top and bottom, to have like a soft blending into it. So that's the kind of what I want to get. And this is what I'm pretty much ending with. I will be doing a slight outline in black and probably blended as well, so it's not like disturbing. And after that I will do my final face and come back to you. So this is my final look, and I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. Not because it doesn't work or because it doesn't look good. It looks good. It's just I'm probably not the biggest fan of this specific colors. Like this raspberry, I like raspberry and the color itself, but probably not on myself. I feel a bit weird in this makeup, and I cannot pinpoint what exactly makes me feel weird. The previous ones were a bit more muted kind of, and I felt better in them. They were like generally a bit more like me. This one, no. I cannot say what exactly is wrong, but no, yeah. It's not that something is with the eyeshadow itself. The matte is really nice and blendable. It's a very nice raspberry color. It stays raspberry color, which is great. It doesn't change from the pan to the outcome. The shiny shade is very interesting duochrome as well, with the bluish main one and the yellow on the side. And it has a nice base that matches the raspberry color, the Sacrifice one. But something is off for me, and I don't know what. Can you maybe tell if you have any ideas of what can be wrong with this? But I tend to think that it's just a personal preference, that I don't like this on myself. Yep, that just happens. Sometimes it's just happening. Same with the very, 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 very yellow gold, for example. I just also I'm not really a big fan of that. But it's okay. It doesn't mean that something is bad. It's just my taste, basically, in things. So that is the makeup for today. What else do I have on my face? LYS in Humble. They started to disappear after a bit of time, so I had to reapply. So if you are applying, you need to bit more than you think, because they just set and slightly go away. I don't know, maybe it's something with me lately. Not sure. Highlighter is Star Surfer by Kaleidos. It's really nice, slightly pink one. I thought it's gonna look good in here, and it kind of does. On my lips, pre-history that I want to tell, pre-story. I bought this from Colourpop. It was on sale for $20. $20 for the set of 10 pencils. This set is Truth or Dare, as you can see. And during the Black Friday, I bought this. And plus shipping, the total of this was $30. When it arrived here, I've got the fees an import tax and some other tax, like 19% that we have right here. So it was 9 something, almost 10 euros additionally. So this little one in 10 pencils at the end costed me almost 40 euros. And I'm not the biggest fan of paying that much. So I would probably have to not buy from Colourpop again. I do love these pencils, I would like to have more, but these fees and all the things that you have to go through, it's just also the waiting time. Like it's 17th today. It arrived yesterday, to be fair. But it was like, what, more than 3 weeks? It was taking a lot of time for Colourpop to ship it. Then until it comes. In the meantime, I thought it was lost because nothing was updated. On 5th December it left USA, and since then until, don't know, 13, 14, nothing was updated. It's too much stress and too much money for something that is so... Yeah, so I think it's not really worth it to order from Colourpop at this point of time for me. I do love these pencils. I've got one previously as a gift. It was the BFF one from this same set. It's this pencil. It's like gel-like, very creamy, very sliding on the lips. I love how it feels. I enjoy this truly a lot. That's why I bought the set. But it's just not worth the hassle at the end. Like, it's good, yes, but too much stress. I have enough stress in life. It's just too much already. And anyway, so today I'm using this shade, which is called 951. I'm not sure what it's referencing to, but it's this plum color. And on this plum color, I applied Fantasy Cosmetica Demon. So it's just toned down. You don't really see the holographic sparkles in this Demon, but it's still kind of very nice combo. Maybe not for this eye specifically, but nah. At this point, I already don't care that much. That's all I have to say for now. I am done for today. Unfortunately, my work took a lot of energy and I need to recharge. And because of that, I will only do one look today. So I think we are okay for now, and I will continue then tomorrow. So stay in this video for a bit more. We have 3 more to go. So it is Wednesday evening and I'm starting a couple more makeup looks that I need to do today. So today we will do, 2 I think, and then 1 more for tomorrow then. Or maybe I will use it as a final, because I'm just running out of patience, to be honest. And out of time as well, because the editing will take a couple days with my schedule and stuff. Anyway, today we're starting with something blue. And I'm taking the shade Phylactery onto the small fluffy brush. I'm setting it right into the outer edge, the point of darkness in the very outer edge of the eye, and blending it into the V shape of my eye. So that will be my darkest color for today, and I'm generally very much into it. It's looking very nice. It's unique kind of blue-green, more blue than green, but still. And I'm gonna blend it with the shade Undead, and it's amazing turquoise color as well. I'm starting to blend it into the crease and overall with the fluffy brush so that I have it kind of soft and ready to be rocked. And I'm adding the shade Phylactery back to make the darkness more obvious. And I am thinking maybe I should go into the shade Souls first, but I'm looking at it and it has very transparent base, so it probably needs like something, either a dark background or it needs a bit different frame. So I will go with the shade Immortality today. It will be my main shade on the lid. So with the silicone brush, as usual, I'm just trying to bring it into the whole makeup. And it looks amazing, to be honest. And it sets so nicely into the whole area. Very smooth, very soft, and slightly crumbly. You have to be aware of that with such shade. It's duochroming from blue to purple, so I think it should be fine with this base. And the shade Souls is just in the inner corner and by the bottom lid. I think I will make something else with it later when I will get the better ideas of what to do with it. So I will add only a bit of a liner into this whole section. I actually have a turquoise liner, but it's not dark enough, so I will go with black something. And after that, I will finish up my whole face and come back to you to talk a bit about it. Yep, we'll be back soon. So this is my final look, and I have to say this is amazing. I always have to say something, and I noticed that I start a lot of final looks kind of things with these words, but this is truly what it is. So this duochrome, you can see it's purple to blue. It's very nice, very smooth. It doesn't have those tiny sparkles. The inner corner shade soles actually have them, so if you are in electric light, the soles will give you the effect of like multiple sparkles. But this main shade on the lid, it's a pure duochrome that creates this smooth buttery kind of effect, and I feel like the butterfly wings or some feathers of a bird are like that. And I'm so far more than happy with this. And the shade doesn't go anywhere so far as well, and it's not getting into creases, so everything is really good and nice looking. The mattes are quite unique. This is like a turquoise, deep teal, blue something, and they look awesome in my opinion. They are quite unique in this regard, and I'm enjoying how they are blending both together and generally on skin. I want to remind that I used Color Figs in Nude 1 to have as my base, so that the shades are kind of sticking to it a bit better, but I'm not sure if it's holding that well, because sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't really have a proper opinion right now on that. On the lower lash line, I have a Kaleidos Sea Sparkle because it's like slightly silver to blue, and I thought it will match the inner corners a bit better. It's good overall. I'm liking how it looks. And my liner today is Black Black by MAC, which is not really black, but kind of close. I don't know why they called it Black Black, to be honest, if it's not really that black. And I'm enjoying this makeup a lot. It's like very, very nice. Both purple and blue look good. Mattes are looking good as well. They blended very nicely. Maybe I don't have the proper blending here, but on this side it kind of is better. This is also subjective to some specific point. And what else do I have on my face? Let's have a look. Hourglass Demon Fusion. I'm thinking about palette. I'm hesitating to buy it, but I'm thinking because they're still available. Then I have Merry Luminizer as my highlighter. Actually pretty yellow, but blends more or less okay into the skin. So it's more of a light to medium highlighter, but it's okay. After all these years, I'm still using this and it's not bad. And on my lips, I have only the Colourpop BFF pencil. These pencils are so good and creamy. They're gliding like nothing else I've tried before as a pencil. And they create this nice canvas, very smooth, very, very nice. So if you have an opportunity to get these lippy pencils, just grab some. I'm highly recommending this stuff. It's not setting on the lips, like it's not gonna hold itself for a very long time as if it's a matte lipstick or something, but it's still very cool item, very cool product. And in fact, you can use a powder, not pressed by the loose powder, and powder your lips completely and then just remove the stuff. They will be looking more dry, but they will hold for a while at least, until you eat something really greasy. And I'm just happy. This looks good, this feels good, this gives positive emotions, which is important in my opinion. So yeah, I'm really into it. And next one, we will try the shade Obsession. As I see in the pan, it's going to be pretty much the same in terms of the texture. So Obsession is a green one instead. I think you can kind of mix them together because it will be blue to green, I think. And then this one can be blue to purple. So it's an idea, but we will try it out. I just need a bit of a break and then I will come back to get another look done. So wait for me. Right now, I'm done with my break and I'm gonna do the second look for today. I actually want to try something that I didn't do for a long time. It's a classic gradient from the darkest to lightest and a bit of a shimmer shade onto the lid. So I will start with the shade Poison. It's the brightest neon green and I'm setting it into the inner corner, just into the first third of the eye basically. And after that I'm taking the shade Knowledge it's darker forest green. It goes into the center, so basically just the second third of the eye, and I'm trying to blend them together a bit, not too much, but just enough, and they look actually great together and they blend with each other really nicely. And the very last, also don't forget to put the same shades onto the bottom, and the very last will be the shade Necromancer, and I'm taking it to the outer third of the eye, and this will be my matte gradient. I did not do such a look for a while, but I really like how they look. It's just that mostly I don't do matte looks anymore. But I'm blending things together, trying to keep them in the specific area, but still kind of go from one to another. They are blending really nicely into each other, and they are kind of made for each other as well, because they just look so good together. And into this combination of things, I think I will set the shade Obsession, but excluding the inner corner from it. So the outer corner and everything else will be covered up to the crease, but not the inner corner. I'm leaving it with the Poison shade as it is. So I'm stretching the shade. A silicone brush does weird a bit job, but it's okay. I can also go with my finger and blend it from the center into corners. Don't forget to place it onto the outer edges, and I think on the black base this shade looks even more amazing. So that's what I got so far. I have a weird inner corner empty spot. I'm not sure why, because my eyes should be fine, but some creasing is happening there. Maybe it's a bit wet, I'm not sure. And I think I will only add a bit of a lash line, like a wing, nothing too fancy, and that will conclude the makeup. I will finish the face and come back to you in a moment. So this is my final look. I love it. I just, the last two, they are just so good. I'm super impressed with the shades, with how they work, how they look. It's just so buttery soft, so interesting. It's unique, like for me it's pretty unique in terms of colors and how they work with each other. Also this makeup, I haven't done such a type of makeup for a long time, and the inner corner is matte but so bright, and it's awesome. And then you have this shifty peacock kind of shade on the lid. You can increase this by setting it onto the glitter glue, but I don't like glitter glue, so I just work with what I have, and I am still fully into this because it's just so good. The three mattes that we touched, they were, by the way, the last mattes of this palette. They work together like charm, and I think the other ones, if you mix them together a bit, they also will work with each other amazingly. They blend into each other, they are so nice, so smooth, and the shimmery shades, all of the interesting textures, all of the interesting things that they provide, it's just so good. I also think that this shade on the lid can be used as an inner corner, and then you can use the other blue one from previous makeup to make a shift from green to blue to purple. It will look awesome. Like the Immortality and Obsession, they will go together pretty nicely. We only have Souls left, so I'll create some makeup with it outside of the main video here. I'm getting really tired, to be honest, and usually on Wednesday I'm finishing the video completely with the final thoughts and stuff, but yeah, no energy this week. So I will finish things tomorrow and will be editing for the next 2 days. And what else do I have on my face actually? I used Danessa Myricks contour in shade Fair 1. Then as my blush today I'm using It Girl. It's very bright pink actually, but you should not be afraid of these things because it's a balm to powder. As a balm it's much more pigmented, and you can just dab it out, sheer out very nicely with a brush. It's not a problem at all, so if you want some color from the Danessa Myricks that you like, it will look okay on the light skin tones without problems. And of course for the darker skin tones you can just blend it not so much, so I sheer it out completely, but if you have a darker skin it will look good as well. You just have to be aware that sometimes after it sets to powder, it may slightly disappear from the face. So you have to be careful about that. As my highlighter today, it's Sour by Cleona. I thought that it kind of fits because it's also bluish, but also with a green something, so it's going into the vibe overall, I think. And on the lips, I have a combo of Endless Cacao pencil and the same It Girl. So this is what I got. It's matte and it's pretty nice because this goes into powder, as I said, and just gives the nice matte look to your lips. So this is pretty much it. I am feeling like it was a good makeup day. Truly was a good makeup day. Both makeup looks that I did are just dark but very beautiful. And I'm enjoying this experience. Hopefully you enjoy this too. So tomorrow I will come back with the final thoughts, and we will take a look also on the last shade in this palette, which is Shimmer, and I'm gonna be done. So I'm happy when I'm finishing some stuff, so don't judge me. See you tomorrow in a short while. So this is my final look with the palette and the final shade that I've touched. I am pretty pleased. These colors look good on me because generally I'm more cool toned, plus I have lavender right now in my hair, so I think it matches really nicely. Blue to pink with a transparent base. It's a nice multi-chrome. I think there should be some in-between colors, not just duochrome, but something else. However, I had an overdose of such colors with the Color of Rain by Gloss Gods, so I'm not really impressed by them anymore. But the wet effect and everything is really nice. I also combined it with dark blue and lilac, almost pastel color from this palette in mattes, and I think they work together really nicely. As my liner today, I actually use Inglot number 87. It's a very bright turquoise teal color, and it's very interesting, to be fair. So this makeup is the last, and I can say finally that I touched every color in this palette, and I have something to say. So we have an art. Art is D&D based, as far as I understand. This is some kind of witch necromancer, so she's collecting souls. That's why it's Harvest of Souls. The artwork on this palette doesn't make me want to put it on display. I would keep it as a palette. However, the insides I find really nice, grungy, very specific to cooler tones. I think they work nicely all together. I think they are very... The color schema is very interesting in itself, except I did not really understand this raspberry color. Maybe it's just me, but it feels a bit more random, even though the purple to raspberry kinda, you can work with them together and they can create something less bright as a raspberry. The shimmer shades are awesome, but you have to put some base that will hold them properly. So for me, Urban Decay Original Primer Potion was working normally. I tried Color Fix a few times. It's not as holding as Urban Decay for me personally. This is very subjective. This is very skin-based. So your skin type is important in this question, and whatever works for you, Wet n Wild or NARS or anything else, that's the thing you should use. But you have to know that they can in fact come to your creases, and yeah, it's just not the best thing ever. But that's life, I guess, right now. So I truly enjoyed blue and green makeup looks that I created yesterday. They were chef's kiss, really. I also really like the muted lilac, and I like the grungy, these green-yellow kind of things with the gold. They are kind of in quads. You can see that they are going by 4 very nicely. You don't have to overthink. You have everything in here already. Of course, you can mix and match different things together. That will also work together because that teal color is working with the green without problems. Also this is very dark green, but it will look good also with the yellow green, and you can use it with blues and stuff like that. So it's not a problem at all. They have all of the necessary colors that you may need, and this palette is self-sufficient, as I like to say, except it doesn't have anything to blend into the skin, but that's just like not every palette has to have it, really. You have the very light shades nevertheless, and they actually go nicely. So the lilac one blends into my skin because I have a pink undertone, so it works for me. So this palette is 1.5 grams, 16 shades. It was supposed to be limited edition, but Fantasy Cosmetica will bring it back in 2025 because people really loved it. And I can understand why. The quality of the eyeshadow, they are partly pigments, so you have a notification here on the back that some are not for the immediate eye area, which is totally understandable in the US terms because the brand is from the USA, and you have to put this as a notice. I did not find anything that stains me, so the colors themselves are really good. They blend nicely, you can manipulate them. They are not like clay or any type of chalk. The texture is very soft, they are blendable, they are pigmented. I find the formula really nice. The shimmery shades are also quite interesting in general. I like the multichromes, the blue and green ones in this palette are in fact smooth. So you get this very cool peacock or butterfly wing effect, which is like slightly satin, but not exactly, and it's changing the color and the light. It's just very good, very cool effect as well. So I'm pretty pleased with this palette in general. On the official website it was sold for $49.95 in dollars, $53.95 in euros. So $49.95, it's also in euros. They have singles. If you are into specific shade or you want to have only one quad out of the whole palette, you can buy singles from $7.95 per the pan per single, which is also really good. And I do enjoy that Fantasy Cosmetica provides this opportunity to just grab the shades you really want, really like. But I do like palettes. It's just how I perform basically. I enjoy it in palettes more than in singles. I do have an overdose of this specific type of shades on my eyelid right now. That's why I'm not counting it as something very super extreme nice. But in fact, it's a wet effect, multi-chrome with a blue to pink shift. I think it will look awesome in some specific makeup looks or by itself. You can pretty much just wear the wing and such a color all over the lid and it will be good enough. It's really great, but of course buying the whole palette for such one shade doesn't make any sense. So that's why having singles sold separately is a nice addition. So really all the pros to Fantasy Cosmetica for doing that. And 1.5 grams per pan is actually quite a lot of product, so it will last you for quite a while. It takes approximately 1 year of constant use, I think, to get to the pan, even more maybe sometimes. So it's a big thing. If you're into grunge makeups and you want to look a bit more interesting, or maybe you're into D&D, this is great palette. Generally for everybody else it's also a great palette, but not everyone definitely works with such shades and wears the colorful makeup on everyday basis, and I can totally understand that. I'm, to be honest, not wearing any makeup on my daily basis anyway. So, but I truly enjoyed working with the palette, and I enjoyed the looks I created with that. As I said, the blue and green ones were just amazing, and it's truly gives you the feeling of like you feel yourself really cool in that makeup. So these are my thoughts pretty much. I'm super happy. I actually want the autumn palette from Fantasy Cosmetica as a next edition, or maybe they will release something very interesting as well. We will see. So far I am very pleased. I like the colors, I like the textures, I like everything about this palette. I'm not that big of a fan of the design, but that's just personal preference, I guess. And yeah, let's have a look at what I've created with this palette in general. Like all of the looks I did, as usual, I'm setting them on the screen right now for you to see. Total of 6 looks, which is pretty awesome. And I don't have anything else to say, to be honest. So I really thank you for staying with me for such a long time. My videos are not for the weak because they are quite long. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like, I would really appreciate that. If you have something to say, feel free to post it in the comments below. I'm reading everything, I'm answering majority of the things when I have opportunity and time, and I really enjoy making these videos with you and staying with you for a while. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did creating this, and see you next week, actually, with something new. Till then, bye.